going on YouTube? Welcome back to Living Life Fast. Don't watch the hair, you know what, this is a hood up job. Definitely a hood up job. Quick little update on this Civic project. So obviously we started it a few weeks back. Apparently we've got another week or two left until it's finished, so I thought let's go meet the guy who's actually turbocharging the car. His name's Nathan. We're going to head over to Swindon in a sec, go meet him and show you the progress of the build so far. I know some of you are wondering why all my cars are parked outside. That is because I'm actually having work done in the unit at the moment, having the whole floor ripped out, and also having work done in these offices over here, which you probably don't know about. As soon as I do get back from Swindon, I'm actually going to be dropping this car off to the winner of this car. Obviously somebody won it for £11.99, and this M140 Shadow Edition, this is actually the next LLF Games giveaway car, so link will be in the description. This is actually a really good spec M140. It's obviously a Shadow Edition. It's got the Motec kit, so it's got the spacers, lowering springs. It's also running a stage 1 tune, black grills. We've got the M Performance exhaust tips on the back. Also it's had the PCW exhaust mod, loads and loads of stuff. Head over to my LLF Games YouTube if you want to see that. But anyway, let's get this video cracking. Actually, let me show you this. I've just collected this back from Evolve. Let me tell you, I am just, I don't know what to say about this car. Let's get down a bit lower. Is it low or high? I don't know. That M5, I'm in love with it. I was going to keep it real with you lot. I've had somebody ask to buy this car off me, and when I look at it now, it's difficult. Very, very difficult. Look at it, people. Those HREs are something else. Nathan.
How's it going, Ricky?
Nice to finally meet you.
How's things?
I'm good, man. Can't wait to get my Civic back. It's looking brand new. For starters, the first thing I want to say, like, I've never seen it this clean. Guys, you remember what it looked like? We had mould everywhere. What was it like? Just a state?
It's awful, wasn't it? You know, you left it for like 2 years just hanging. So.
Alright, so Nathan, do you want to go over your company, who you are, what you specialise in?
Yeah, so my name's Nathan. We've recently started a business called Raceworks Fabrication. On Instagram, we're RW Fabrication. We mainly specialise in exhausts, manifolds, intercoolers, brackets, also intercooler piping. Generally this year, what we've been doing is taking cars and we've been taking them on as a project, really, from start to finish. This is the 5th one over the course of a year. So
are we talking Hondas, or is there any specific cars?
Yeah, specifically we have been doing Hondas over the past year for myself and my work colleague.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also work on other brands such as Audi and also Seat, building exhaust systems for those vehicles.
I'll obviously leave all your links in the description.
Yeah,
so
cool.
What have we done with the Civic then? Like, because you're actually nearly complete, right? You've done quite a bit of work so far.
So we're about a week away from completion. From start to finish, what we've done is we've removed a lot of components from the car that are unnecessary, and then from start to finish, we're going to be turbocharging your car. So,
sorry to butt in. When you say unnecessary, what do you mean by?
So unnecessary components such as the evaporative emission system on the car, we completely deleted that. The stock fuel line from the tank, we've removed that as well. If you look underneath the bonnet, we've removed the sound deadening. Just to try and allow a little bit more heat out of the engine bay. Okay. And obviously, we've got a bonnet exit screamer pipe.
Yeah. Should we take a look inside actually?
Yeah, 100%.
So guys, like, for starters, it just looks immaculate. Look at how clean this is. Like, this car was, I'm not going to say it was worth scrapping, but it was in really bad condition. Nathan's really cleaned it up. So I can see, for starters, we've got that big old turbo over there. So do you want to just go over the spec, like the turbo, what one we went with?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously we've fabricated the manifold in-house. We're running a 45mm external wastegate, a GTX 3582 RS copy turbo.
So that's a copy of like a Garrett?
Yeah, it's exactly like a Garrett turbo, however, it's made in China. And yeah, it's purchased directly from eBay, so hopefully we'll have some good luck with it. Otherwise,
hopefully,
yeah.
And what are we good for horsepower wise on that turbo?
I think we're going to be good for 500 brake on this setup.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to push the turbo any further than that because I think that I don't know the reliability of it.
Yeah.
I think we should be good. Especially at like 450 brake, should be perfectly fine.
And then we've got the filter on the end of the actual turbo as well.
Yeah, so we've got a K&N filter. We obviously, from the start, we actually removed the rocker cover because you did have a little bit of an oil leak.
Okay.
We reconditioned the rocker cover for you in wrinkle black. New rocker cover gaskets alongside that.
So we've got the sidewinder, we've got the screamer, so we've got the hole as well through the bonnet. So we're going to be shooting some big flames as well.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah. We're going to set up two-step on the car. So you got a launch control.
Sick.
Hopefully we'll have some flames at that point.
Wicked.
Yeah, man. Fueling wise, what we've done is we've replaced the fuel pump in the fuel tank. You've now got an AEM 340 litre per hour fuel pump inside the tank. From there, it's got an AN6 fuel line all the way up to the fuel rail. And then we've got 1000cc injectors that are made by Grams. I think initially what we'll do is we'll set it up for you so it's like boost by gear and boost by RPM.
Yeah. So
yeah, the higher you rev it, the more boost it will produce. Hopefully help with traction, especially on the tyres that you're currently sitting on.
ECU we went with the K Pro. And,
yeah, K Pro. So we've got the K Pro V4.
And what are we going to do with mapping then? Are you going to be doing the mapping or?
Yeah, so going to be road tuning it for you.
Right.
We also have the AEM wideband O2 sensor. What we've done is put that into the ECU as an analog input.
Okay.
So it's going to be reading a true lambda value that we can tune on. We've got the boost pipes all finished up for you.
So yeah, this is the last one you got to have fitted, yeah?
Yeah, it's got to fit that one up.
Yeah. And you say we've got a 3-inch intercooler as well. So this is a custom bracket you have to do, right? Guys, this is solid. This is going nowhere. The setup is just flawless.
Yeah, this is a custom intercooler bracket that we're hoping to make for people to buy, regularly available on our online website.
Yeah.
And a few other parts as well, very similar to what you've got in your car.
Sidewinder manifold, that's all custom. And then obviously the downpipe is something that you're still completing now? Or?
So the downpipe's complete. From there, obviously we're going to build from a catback system basically for your car with the one silencer. Yeah, so in the boot, we just removed anything that was unnecessary. So, you know, the boot floor, the spare wheel, you know, you plan on stripping the car out anyway at some point, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah, what we decided to do was put the battery right here in the centre of the boot, just for, you know, it looks good.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's not moving.
Yeah. That's stock as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's the standard strut brace on the rear. But yeah, we've built a battery tray that bolts into the floor. So yeah, it's 2 bolts either side, and then it actually clips into the original tray here. So yes, 100% solid.
Oh, this is a proper job, man. This is no cowboy things around here, man. Trust me. What's your background then? Like, you work at Honda, right?
I do work at Honda, yeah. You know, I'm Honda through and through, but yeah, predominantly I love fabrication, making things, and I do it to good quality.
Yeah.
So yeah, ultimately I just want to start generating products that you can purchase online. Yeah. Specifically for, you know, specific applications like this car. We pulled the interior out, so you can now see that there's just 2 power cables here, and they run nicely through the car, all the way up to the front to the fuse box. Yeah.
Nice. And then boost controllers, some other bits as well, isn't there?
Yeah. So for boost control, we're using the Speed Factory Racing 3-port solenoids, which we've made a bracket for. Sits nicely underneath the air filter. There will be some bolts that's put in there. It's just held up by a cable tie at the minute.
You've got, was it a 4-bar map sensor?
Yeah, we fitted a Speed Factory Racing 4-bar map sensor as well. Nice. So yeah, we can read anything over 10 psi boost now with that, because the stock one can only read up to 10 psi.
Right.
Obviously we're shooting for like 12, 13 psi on the initial map. Be nice to see if it's, you know, when it's dynoed like that, see what sort of power it makes. For the money, it's a really good platform to work on, isn't it? You know,
it's an aggressive, satisfying power as well, isn't it? It's not no soft sort of. It's
no, yeah,
savage, isn't it? When you get these done. And what's your Integra running?
My Integra, it's only running 10 psi of boost, purely down to the fact that I'm still running stock internals.
Yeah, sorry, you did say.
So yeah, I do plan on forging my engine at some point in my Integra. If you are interested to see my Integra, it's raceworks_DC5 on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, I've documented all of the work that, you know, myself and Ryan do. And
this is your guy over here, Ryan, yeah?
Yeah, so Ryan's a welder. I'm basically the fabricator, mock everything up, and then Ryan does all of the TIG welding on the car. You can see here, obviously, we've done a nice job on your car.
Yeah. So, what are we saying then? When's the car going to be complete? Sorry, is there anything else we're missing that you not mentioned?
No, mate, that's it.
That's kind of
on the inside of the car, you can see the wideband O2 sensor that I've fitted.
See that here? Hey, trust me. Yeah, these guys are not messing about, man. smelling clean in there.
It's nice as well because on your phone you'll be able to download the K-Pro app, and then you can monitor like your boost pressures and stuff.
Right.
So you don't even need to put loads of gauges in the car.
Got you.
You can literally monitor it via an app on your phone.
The reason I want to run it on low boost is because we need to change wheels. We've got to sort out tyres. Probably need R888Rs, man. Like, this is front wheel drive. There's no LSD from factory, is there?
No, there isn't.
Yeah, so that's a mod. Would you recommend LSD?
Oh yeah, 100%. You're going to need it at some point, but yeah, the more traction you have, the more risk there is of breaking stuff. So, you know.
What about clutch? So we've got the stock clutch.
Stock clutch in a minute. Hopefully it'll hold up for the power that you're aiming for. If we find it starts slipping, you know, like I've tuned another one at 11 psi of boost, and yeah, you know, we've managed to manage the torque so that it doesn't slip the clutch.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're aiming for your car as well initially. So that way, hopefully, the clutch won't slip, and you'll have a good drivability to start with.
So Nathan, when do you think I'll be collecting the car?
So I reckon within the next couple of weeks, the car will be complete.
Yeah.
From a work point of view, there's a few other little bits that we need to tidy up, like plumb the wastegate, and yeah, a few other little ancillaries under the bonnet. But from a main fabrication point of view, it's just an exhaust system now. So yeah, from the downpipe, working our way backwards to the rear of the car. Yeah. Once the exhaust is done, yeah, it's at a point where we can start it up.
Start tuning.
Yeah, we're going to obviously put some fresh engine oil in it, do a couple of other little service items on the car, just to make sure it's all good before you take it away. But yeah, I reckon within the next couple of weeks it'll be done.
What would you say for reliability then? Like, what am I going to need to watch out for when I'm driving around in it? Is it a car that I need to be checking over? And
when you've got good traction, and let's say you're in third gear and you plant it, that's where you can potentially throw a rod if it generates too much torque.
Right.
But we're trying to obviously manage that with the amount of boost that we're going to be running at a set RPM.
Yeah.
And also at higher RPM is where you can tend to find rod failure.
Right.
That's the common issue with this, is when you start pushing too much torque, you can let go of the conrod and in the small end. Some people get lucky and they never forge their engine, and then other people it'll only last a year. So it all depends on, I guess, the tune and how you're driving it. If you're driving it extremely aggressively, I
with
can't
traction
really,
as well.
Like with good traction, on a sunny day, I don't know how long it's going to last, but we try and limit the torque as much as possible.
What about drive shafts?
Drive shafts tend to be okay. Gearboxes tend to fail when you're running too much torque. Having a good look on the underside of the car, honestly, it's one of the most rust-free EP3s that I've seen of this mileage. So yeah, it's a good platform to start with. Yeah,
cool, Nathan. I think I'll leave it as that. As I say, obviously I'll be collecting it in a week or two. Yeah. Do you want to just plug where people can find you if they want?
Yeah, so generally we have 3 Instagrams that you can have a look at. So my own personal Instagram is raceworks_DC5. That's where I post a lot of things about my own Integra Type R. We've got our fabrication company, which is RW Fabrication, and we also have Raceworks Fabrication, is where we're going to be setting up an online store, and you can purchase some of these parts that we're going to be fabricating, very similar to what you're having on your car.
Right, so we are now on the motorway, about an hour and 10 minutes away from home, and yeah, it was nice to meet Nathan. First time I met him, first time you guys have seen him. Seems to be a nice guy, clearly knows what he's talking about, works for Honda, and the finish, what he's done so far is just flawless. Like, as he mentioned, he's trying to do off-the-shelf parts, so I'd highly recommend using Nathan. All of his links will be in the description below, and hopefully we're looking at a week or 2 to the car's complete. I did say I'm not going to milk this, I'm not going to make loads of videos. The next video you see on the car will be the first drive, getting my reaction. One thing I did forget to mention is we're going to leave the gearbox. So if you see the previous video, I told you that I've got a bit of a dodgy gearbox. Third gear tends to pop out. It's not that bad, which is why I'm going to leave it. And the thing is, by fixing the gearbox, we may as well look into upgrading other parts. Like we may as well upgrade the gears, or even fit the LSD, upgrading the clutch. So that's all content that we'll do later on down the line. So guys, I'm going to end the video there. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you next time.